Shalom, everybody. Rabbi Edelstein here with this week's installment of Rabbi Ian 3, brought to you by MEOR DC. Oh boy, it's last minute, so I have to really make it 3. I'm sorry about that. Shabbos comes in early, plus there's extra time you need to prepare to get your Chanukah menorah ready to light before you light Shabbos candles. That's what we got to do, so I got to make it quick. Okay. The Torah portion, which we're not going to go into in depth, is called Mikeitz, beautiful portion at the end of the book of Bereshit, Genesis. It speaks of the incredible salvation of Yosef HaTzadik, who goes from darkness to light, from a dungeon to becoming viceroy in Egypt in Keharef Ayin, in the blink of an eye. It's an incredible Torah portion, always read at this time in Hanukkah, but it's not our topic right now. I want to talk about Hanukkah, which is, of course, a story of going from darkness to light. Hanukkah is known as the Festival of Lights, and Shabbos, such a special Shabbos this week, Shabbos Chanukah. Today's the 5th day of Hanukkah. Tonight we'll be lighting the 6th candle. And Shabbos itself is a day of illumination, spiritual light, and of course, menucha, calmness, and oneg, and pleasure, and holiness and spirituality. But light, Shabbos is there's a beautiful hidden light, our great sages say, a hidden light from the beginning of creation that we can feel and taste, as it were, on Shabbos itself. Shabbos is a day of illumination. The rabbis say the Greek civilization against whom we battled in the story of Hanukkah, are represented by darkness, and they tried to darken the eyes of the Jewish people with their harsh decrees against us, really against our Judaism. So Shabbos is the antidote to darkness in this world. It's a day of light. And Shabbos Chanukah, extra light on Shabbos Chanukah. Now, I mentioned decrees. The Jewish people were not the target of an extermination plot on Hanukkah. That's not the story of Hanukkah. That's the story of Purim. Antiochus, the monarch of the time, was not interested in exterminating Jews. He was interested in watering down our Judaism, taking us away from our mitzvot. He outlawed many things ultimately, and it became a very harsh period of persecution and decrees. But there were 3 things he targeted, 3 commandments he targeted. Shabbos was one of them. Shabbos, the day that gives meaning and elevation to all the other days of the week. The day that represents that we Jewish people don't just work. We don't just work, we live, and the work we do is meant to enhance our lives, not the other way around. We don't live to work, we work to live, and Shabbos is a day of living and understanding what life is all about. They targeted Shabbos. They targeted bris milah, circumcision, because that's a sign of our special covenant with God, an idea that we don't just accept the physical world, represented by the body in this case, as it is. God gave us the physical world to elevate it and perfect it. We're partners with God, and that's symbolized literally by our completion of the task on the baby 8 days old in circumcision. They targeted that. They targeted Shabbos and Rosh Chodesh, our declaration of the new month, because that represents that we Jewish people don't just go mechanically through the year. We sanctify every new month, and we elevate and sanctify time itself. They went after our Judaism. It's time for us, every one of us, in our own way, in our own lives, to stand up for Judaism and do the right thing. And lighting a Shabbos menorah is an incredible thing. And keeping Shabbos is an incredible thing. And giving tzedakah, this is chocolate guilt, but on Sunday and Monday, I'm going to be reaching out to you on a MEOR fundraising campaign. Full disclosure, that's a huge mitzvah too. We elevate our money through giving it to good causes. Have a wonderful Shabbos.